Sister Sunshine. Hi. Hey everyone, this is DTM here. I'm over at Glen Ivy. It's a hot springs spa. And I was just sitting on the ground absorbing the sun. And Sister Sunshine came over and said, what'd you say? Tell them.
Are you on YouTube? And then you said, yes. And I said, your name is Dan, right? You're the juicer guy. I used to watch you when you were bicycling across the United States.
Cool. So I'm happy that you got sucked in by the bike ride, but you were telling me about some issues you were having with your health. Are they, I mean, we talked for maybe 1 minute before this video, so
right.
I am finding out as much as you guys are right now, but you're feeling much better at least?
Oh yes, absolutely. I had been sick probably for about 3 years, and I had caught mono, and from there it triggered an autoimmune issue in my body, and I had one serious scare where I wasn't producing white blood cells, and so they thought they were going to have to do infusions and all this kind of crazy stuff. And between that and just being bedridden, aches, pains, you know, no stamina, no nothing, gained a lot of weight, tremendous amount of weight, wasn't eating well at all. And I came to YouTube. And so I started making videos, I started interacting with the different people and watching a bunch of different people that are active on YouTube. And I came across your channel. And went back and started watching them from the beginning and learned about juicing and things. I'd never juiced in my life. Never drank vegetable juice in my life. And started learning a little bit about diet and nutrition. And so I started watching, and during this time, this is about the time that you were bicycling across the United States. And so I really started watching that because I was kind of getting into it, you know, how far could you go and this type of stuff.
Cool.
So anyway, slowly, I started thinking, you know what, because by this time physicians had me on all kinds of medications. You know, we're talking prednisone, which almost put me in heart failure. I was on all kinds of these anti-inflammatories, you know, you name it. Like I said, they were wanting to give me plasma and the whole 9 yards. And, you know, I just started realizing this isn't helping. I'm not getting any better. This sucks, you know. I'm starting to think I'm not going to outlive my parents. And like I said, the weight was just piling on, and I was just looking not healthy, you know, just looking pale and puffy, and just, you know, you could tell something was wrong. So I went out and I talked my husband into getting a Jack LaLanne juicer. Now I know it's not as good as a Breville, and I know it's not as good as the ones where you know, it grinds, but hey, you know. So I went out and I got one of these things, and I brought it home and went out and I bought a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even recognize, you know, because I had watched your videos where you had just a pile of stuff, you know, and you were just juicing it and putting it together. So, long story short, I started juicing, I started doing this stuff, and slowly but surely I did start to feel a little better. So, step by step, you know, step by step. Then I got a Vitamix, and I started making vegetable smoothies and things like that. I started adding ginger, I started adding lemon, I started trying to alkalize a little bit. And basically just kept watching videos, you know, that were encouraging, and I started seeing different people that were eating a lot more raw foods, you know, vegetables and fruits and things. And up until then, for the most part, I followed a standard American diet. You know, I just ate kind of whatever, ate processed foods, and you know, when you're not feeling well, sometimes you feel like you don't have the energy to even do juicing. Yeah. You know, you're so run down, you're so defeated, you're just like, I just am going to lay here and eat macaroni and cheese or whatever. And but it's almost like the body responds when it starts getting those nutrients, when it starts getting all of the different, you know, molecules that are in the fruit and in the vegetables and in the juice. And it starts absorbing it, especially when you juice, you know, because it doesn't have to deal with the fiber. Your digestive system just can absorb. And so anyway, I started doing this, and I started finding that I had more energy, and the more I felt, the more I would crave whole foods. I was craving healthy foods. I was cutting out animal-based products, you know. Bit by bit, everything was going by the wayside except for, you know, healthy whole foods. And from there, I started coming here to Glen Ivy, which is a spa here in Southern California. And like I said, when I first got here, I couldn't walk from the parking lot to the spa
Without puffing and panting.
Oh, huffing and puffing and having to stop. Yeah.
It's not very far, you know. Maybe a quarter mile at the most.
At the most. Maybe a football field at the most, I would say.
Yeah.
And it was really challenging, you know. Any little incline or anything, I was just, you know, fatigued, totally fatigued. So I started coming here, I started taking in the waters, I started doing the hot water than the cold plunge, you know, which helps to
Awesome.
stimulate the good immune function, you know, to
Right.
start my body to manufacture white blood cells. And I just basically started doing this, and like I said, I started looking for whole foods that support your blood, support your immune system, you know, decrease inflammation, started, you know, trying to get more alkaline and less acid. Started learning a lot, and basically I was learning a lot from people like you that are on YouTube, that are doing this. It's like a public service, you know, really, because people aren't, you know, if you want to go to a dietitian, or if you want to go to Dr. Furman, if you want to go to Dr., you know, McDougall or whatever, you got to have a lot of money to do that. But here on YouTube, there's people that care about their fellow human beings and do what it takes, you know, to get the word out about health. So anyway, now, fast forward a few months, now I joined a gym. I'm doing an hour of cardio a day. I'm working with a personal trainer. I've started to lose weight like crazy.
Can you tell us how much?
I've lost about 11 pounds so far.
In 3 months?
In about 3 months.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
You
because I'm trying to do it
You
healthfully.
look really
you know?
good.
Thank
you look healthy. It's really coming and shining through your skin.
Yeah, before I was pale as a ghost, you know, and had the dark circles, and I just had that puffy, sick look that you have, you know, when your lymph system, your lymphatic and your circulatory is just not working out, you know, it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's not cleansing. But yeah, now I'm working with a trainer, I'm starting to lose weight, starting to, like I said, I do cardio every single day. Been lifting weights, coming here, swimming, you know what I mean? Getting a
You're
lot of
really
sunlight.
getting more life energy.
Yes, yes.
And this is, you were sort of doing a lot of research, but you weren't putting the things into practice, but then
Right.
eventually just the seeds just started to grow.
Right.
And
Well,
it's been about 3 months, you said?
Yeah, I think it's actually been about a 6-month process from the start, you know, and then I really started exercising and everything within the last 3 months. The first 3 months, I think I was just juicing, having vegetable smoothies, and just really trying to rebuild, you know, to get to a point where I could even get out of my house and go do stuff, and have the energy to do it. And I think it took a while, just because, you know, when you're that sick, when you really don't feel good, it takes a long time to get you motivated to even do it. And I was depending a lot on my physicians, you know, and I would go to the doctor and I'd say, look, doc, you know, I'm still not feeling right. You know, I feel terrible. My high blood pressure's high. You know what I mean?
But you now that you've taken responsibility for yourself, have you gotten rid of most of your meds, or?
Most. I actually have avoided having to go on high blood pressure meds. At the turning point, the wake-up call that I had, I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a week, having surgery, having my gallbladder removed because I'd abused my body, you know, and one thing led to another, and I ended up there. But my blood pressure was 200 and something over 100 something. It was very, very high. And they said, you're going to have to start taking some blood pressure medication. And that really scared me. I thought, you know what? I really don't want to take blood pressure medication, you know? I mean, you guys are giving me, I literally at one point had a whole bunch of medications.
Like a whole bowl full of pills.
Yeah, pretty much, you know? And when you're scheduling your life around, well, I got to take this one, then I got to wait an hour, then I got to eat something, then I got to take this one, you know? It gets really all-consuming.
It's like insanity, kind of, in a way.
It is, and especially because I kept going to the doctor saying, you know, doc, these things aren't really working, and they give you medication to deal with the side effects of medication. That's another thing. You know, the more medication you take, the more they'll end up putting you on.
Did it seem like you were on a downward spiral?
Yes.
And the upward spiral was whole foods, exercise, sunshine.
Sunshine, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely, because I think my vitamin D levels were probably non-existent, you know, being that I really didn't get out and do much. I wasn't real active. I didn't get a lot of sunlight.
So has it been a slow, steady progression then?
Yes, yeah, with a real drastic improvement over the past couple, 2-3 months.
I call those the quantum leaps. They happen all throughout the process. If you stick with this and you're persistent, no matter where you're at or what your goal is, if you keep pressing ahead, you'll have the quantum leaps. And then you're like, wow, this is worth it.
Yeah.
And then there can be plateaus, but persistence is the name of the game, and anyone can do persistence.
Yes, yeah.
Not everyone can do patience, not everyone can do willpower, but everyone can keep getting back up, starting afresh today, and doing the best you can, and then eventually the best you can gets better and better.
Well, that's what I did. I mean, I started with the juicing, you know, and I didn't do anything else. I just started
the daily
with the
juicing habit?
Right, and that was what I had to start sticking with initially, you know, and for me, that was, you know, At first, it was just like, okay, I got to drag myself out of bed. I got to get downstairs. You know what I mean? I got to prep this food and juice it.
Now you're excited to make your juice for the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's fun, huh?
Oh yeah, and
art.
you know, you kind of mix stuff together, and I do the same thing with the smoothies too. When I want the fiber, you know, I still kind of mix it all together. But absolutely, I'd say if you're really ill, and you're really struggling, juicing is the place to start. At least it was for me, because like I said, my digestive system did not have to deal with having to digest any fiber. You know what I mean? It just went straight through, it absorbed, and I would say probably within a week I started feeling the effects of it.
Cool.
Just more energy, I had less fatigue, and then when I really started exercising, that was when it really kicked it up a notch.
What was your biggest issue? Would you say it was an autoimmune disorder?
Yeah.
Lymphatic congestion?
Yes, the fatigue was horrible. Again, I had no immune system because, you know, what immune system I had was attacking me, and then I wasn't able to fight off any illnesses because I didn't have this B lymphocyte or something the doctor was saying. So I was getting sick constantly. You know, I had really no immunity at all, and I was just constantly being bombarded by my own system. You know, I was body aches, pains, fatigue, you know, really, like if I did something, I would be totally fatigued for 3 or 4 days afterwards. You know, just from a normal everyday activity.
Your recovery was really slow.
Yeah, exactly.
And now your cellular regeneration, recuperation is accelerated.
Oh yeah, I'm able to go do an hour a day at the gym.
And recover
cardio.
And get up and do it again?
Yes, every day I've been going.
That
and
is
I'm able
the
to lift
alkaline
weights.
way.
Yeah.
That is the cellular regeneration pathway.
Right. And that's what I'm actually really just kind of learning about the alkaline way now. This is something I've just started learning about, just started getting turned on to. But before, like, I had chronically swollen lymph nodes, and that was part of what they were saying was wrong with me, you know. And when I started juicing, when I started doing the vegetarian smoothies, when I quit following the standard American diet and started eating a healthy plant-based diet, when I started doing all these things, and then when I started getting out in the sun and moving, you know, having some exercise, getting that circulatory system fired back up, eventually they all disappeared.
Wow.
They all went down and disappeared.
So would you like to continue to help people?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do.
Well, we're about to put you on the map. No, but seriously, you are so talented behind the camera. I mean, on the camera. And you're so good, I bet you really can inspire a lot of people. So I would suggest that you share your YouTube channel and keep on making videos, because a lot of people would love to keep up with what you're doing. And I know you're going to progress. I can see it in your eyes. I can feel it in your energy vibe.
Yeah.
And so why don't you help out some of my people here by giving your YouTube channel name? Okay.
Well, my YouTube channel is Sister Sunshine TV. Just Sister Sunshine TV. There are some vegan cooking videos on there already.
Never mind. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding, God. I'm not going to... I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
So I've got a few health-related, you know, topics on there. I've got other things. It's just kind of whatever I'm feeling that day is what I put up. So.
Cool. Juices and healthy vegan cooking and what else?
Just
exercise.
Exercise, but I also have, you know, political stuff on there a little bit. News items, health-related items. I have a few things about some of the weird bird flu stuff that's going around in China,
you know, you seem like a real health coach to me, to be honest with you, in the making. But I mean, right now, you're very inspirational, you're very clear, and I think that hopefully I would say that the world needs you to help them with, and you know, just the way that you present it, it's amazing. You're awesome. I'm really glad we met and had a chance to make this video.
It was great. Like I said, I saw you sitting over there and I was thinking, I think that's Dan from YouTube.
Cool. Well, thanks, Sister Sunshine.
All right.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, that's about it. Just, you know, take care of yourself. You're worth it. If you think you can't afford the vegetables, if you think you can't afford the juices, if you think you can't afford a juicer, if you think you can't afford to come to a spa or go to the gym or do whatever it is you need to do, you're worth it. You need to do it, because if you don't, if you depend on doctors and if you depend on fate, it's not going to change. You have to want it bad enough to make it happen.
Cool. You got to love yourself.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thanks everyone. Go over to Sister Sunshine TV and subscribe. I'll put a link down below. Peace, y'all.